Someone in your life wants to hear an apology. So together, we'll give each other that apology today, even if you did nothing wrong. It is a lot harder to be sorry for a situation you found yourself with if they don't let it go. Who are they? The ones holding you responsible for things you did or did not do. Either way it goes, you're still going to forgive yourself and then ask for their forgiveness. Are we innocent? No. Did we learn? Yes. Are we doing better? Yep. So the best thing that we can do today is give each other the space we need to be at peace. Love each other there perfectly. We all deserve love, correction, recalibration of the mind with love of that correction, because we understand the lessons as we go. That is not something to be sorry for. That is what it's all about. The rest of that is so we could heal ourselves in this situation we found ourselves with. Worldwide. Extraterrestrial activity. Us mingling with the genetics here. Looking like creatures that don't belong. Do not add to or take away from. That's what it meant. Now we have to forgive that too. They chose, we choose, they choose. We do not hate them. They do not hate us. If they wanted to do that, that's fine. To the one who is in control, it will remain as such. It's God. That's something you will not stop. What you will stop is pretending to be something you are not. Telling each other, here, they are wrong is wrong. Because we are here, it is wrong. That's a genetic fact. It's in our blood. That's where the story rests. That's where it remains, and that's where it will always be. Our history, every choice we've ever made with you and me is recorded. Not just this life, but all life. And every ounce of anything that has ever been created is at peace with it now. Whether it's still containing the blood of this program or not. So, monitor yourselves. Be kind to others. Fix things that don't. Exchange kindness because of your own lack of understanding. By understanding others, all you need to do is listen to other people's stories. Your story is very insignificant, not to be rude. Mine is equal to that now. Insignificant to the others because it's my life, just not the whole thing and nothing but the whole thing, so help us God. That's a tragedy. Something I would not give him. Beyond that, this is help. How do we do that? By forgiving yourself. Are you innocent? Probably not. If you are, great. Now you have to practice forgiving others that are. Not being a tyrant, because you're perfect by some sort of standard. And you might be. That's great. I won't take that from you. Me personally, I am not. Coincidentally, that's where I found it. Imperfectly, perfectly. So, now I give it the peace. Which is what our government needs to do too. So we're not angry about this and this and this. It's because they solved those problems. The thing is those problems have not been solved, and we have very angry families that are angry with each other. We are divided still by languages, though most of the world has adopted at least 2 or 3 per person. To the ones who do not have an interest in learning another language, it's not necessarily a problem. Just don't reach into the basket looking for what we got if the words didn't match your definition of our truth today. Because the more you get into the language, the more you see it's all connected. And all seems to go to one little spot where language started, with us. So one language was divided, now it's coming back together. If you could step into Latin, you'll see that. Riddled with Nordic, riddled with the Asiatic languages, or Syrian languages, we could say it like that. Now, we're integrating peace, giving peace back to yourself first, and holding that well for each other. That's all you have to do. If you're holding peace well for yourself, you don't have to worry about anything else. Nothing they could do, say, throw at you, run at you, kill you with, any of that would keep you from that peace. You have mastered keeping your peace, which means we are practicing now. You will be tested. Not getting angry. I'm practicing too, so that I can have conversations like this. To think about where my voice is when I'm giving you information, because sometimes I don't realize I'm chopping with it too. Now I do. It took me a second to notice when I was getting a little pumped up. But it's easy to do. So practice means not doing that. Keeping the resolve here. So when I talk to you, it's like this. It doesn't create resistance or conflict. It's supposed to be fluid. So if we could get back to the water, it seems we're all dying of thirst. I don't mean the kind you drink. I'm talking about the kind that heals your mind, the temple, your heart, the church, your soul, your will to be. What you think is everything. Not thinking is good. That's how you do it. In certain situations, you have to disconnect and be part of it also. Fight or flight. It's like you're in autopilot. Part of you is doing it, the other part of you is not. We call that God mode, I guess. To be beside yourself, literally. Whichever way you are with yourself when you look. I tend to look over my left more than my right. I won't say I haven't seen from the right side also, it's just less common. It's natural to me. The left is something I'm learning to love. So when left and right realize they're part of the same beautiful brain, then your male and female will stop fighting and you'll be happy and whole with yourself as your own with yourself. You wouldn't need much out of that scenario to survive. I would safely say you don't need anything except for the basics: water and food. We're getting to a point where, not to be rude, that won't be necessary as much either. We're going to eat less and less. Water will still be a prime source of success. If you want to heal the world, start with the water. You do that, you got God on your team all the way through. This experience is waiting for us to remember. When you get something dirty, you gotta clean it up. Just like when we were kids. Well, the earth is our room too. So if the earth gets dirty and no one cleans it up, leaves it to the children. Children just got here, like, we didn't make this mess. Why are we doing it? Then you can see why they get frustrated. Those children will accept their roles and help you continue cleaning. Some of them will not. We won't hurt them for doing that. It's really not their fault. Slowly but surely, those that don't do anything sometimes come into resistance with the ones that are, because the ones that are think that they should. Guess what? If they're not, they don't have to. If you are, that's because you wanted to. It's not because you have to. That's how I know. So that's it. That plus the world needs to heal. Give everybody the love. What we feel is pure. When we have a pure soul. You know. You could tell. I could tell. So when I run into someone that doesn't possess it like this, it's easy for me to sense it also. The energy tells me so. That's how we know. do as humanitarians, if there is such a thing left, is heal. You have to do that for yourself. Again, that's not how I feel, that's what I know. When you do that for yourself perfectly, you will no longer be pulled around by that storm outside. Matter of fact, the storm will be gone. You did it the right way. No more storm. It's done testing you now. Which is where I'm at with you. Yeah. I'm not testing you at all. The test is over. We aced it. Completed. I'm sure of it now. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.